I was born and raised in Lagos, Nigeria. I loved chemistry and maths and a bit of engineering drawing, so my affinity started to grow towards chemical engineering. Enrolled for a chemical engineering program at University of Lagos. And then in 2011, decided to do a master's in chemical engineering as well. So I moved to the UK, to UCL to study for chemical process engineering MSc. After that, I was offered a PhD opportunity in the chemical engineering department here and spent the next 4 years studying lithium-ion batteries, which is not your traditional chemical engineering route. I had lots of fun with it, was in a great research group. Finished that in 2017, did a postdoc for a couple of years at Imperial College on electrochemical devices, and then transitioned into industry in 2019 to work as a senior electrochemistry scientist for Accelera by Cummins in their e-mobility team. It's a bit nostalgic walking in, seeing the old lecture rooms, the lab tour as well. And I've worked in the EIL for 4 years, so it was nice going back to see how things had evolved a bit. The labs got bigger, there's been more equipment, and seeing old colleagues, old faces, old lecturers as well, professors. It was quite nice catching up with people. So I'm really happy and pleased that I'm a part of this celebration and lovely event. I was a bit more hesitant to join a lot of societies. I think the couple I remember was joining or going to ACS events, so African Caribbean Society events, which were quite fun with friends. And then I remember signing up to the UCL Business Society as well, but I wasn't as frequent. But they sent interesting newsletters that were nice, like a lunch break read. But then when I joined the PhD, or when I did the PhD, I joined a team within my research group called UCL, which was a public engagement engineering outreach team that looked at trying to spread the word about new technologies such as fuel cell batteries and renewable energy and sustainability to not just the next generation of engineers and scientists, but also all the generation who were not as familiar with that technology. So it was quite a rewarding experience. I got to travel to lots of places, festivals, school events, and also got the opportunity to learn to speak to public as well. And this was in between my PhD research, so it was a nice sort of break away from work to get a work-life balance. So I think that was one rewarding experience I was part of. In my current role, I work in a cross-functional team to design battery packs for commercial applications, Accelera by Cummins. So I'd say being part of the team to help design and develop the first set of battery packs that company has ever put out in the market is quite something I'm quite proud of. So I'd say so far that's one of the achievements in my career that's put a smile on my face. Yeah, I felt I was quite young in my role when I first started, so there was a bit of imposter syndrome. But I think having a good support system in terms of your friends who are in similar industries, having chats with them, sharing your experiences, that helps build a bit of confidence when you have people who have your back and encourage you in your work as well, and basically showing your capability whilst you work in the workplace, proving yourself basically helps to erase or erode that imposter syndrome. So yeah, that's one way I've gone about it. Yeah, it's not been a drastic amount of change, but I think ones that stand out to me are obviously machine learning and AI, and also trying to look at things more at a multi-lens scale level. So a lot of your core chemical engineering processes, or fluid mechanics, reaction engineering, they were looking at larger scale, looking at big reactors, plug, flow, batch, continuous, and they were measuring sort of very relatively simpler variables in previous years. As time went on, they started to look at things at a multi-lens scale level, so going down from not just a macro scale, but down to nanoscale. So that's been a very key and important way of trying to improve and optimize processes now. And there's been a lot of money and direction and focus being put towards that. I think also trying to generate digital twins for manufacturing processes as well, rather than spending a lot of money building pilot plants or bigger plants. People tend to use process modeling and mimicking tools to be able to do optimization rather than going straight to build a big plant. So I think those are some of the changes and improvements I think I've observed over the last few years. And also obviously the move towards sustainability and electrochemical engineering as well. I think the main takeaway I learned studying at UCL was having a good ability to network and growing that network. I think that has helped me a lot throughout my career. All the roles I've had since leaving university have been because of my network and being in touch with that network over the years. So I think one key take home for students studying now and those who are about to graduate is make an effort to keep in touch with people you meet along the way. It pays off in the end. Invest your time in your network. Before making that plunge into postgraduate studies, definitely ask yourself the question if you enjoy what you are doing, or if you enjoy what you would do. Particularly a PhD. Sometimes I've seen previous colleagues or friends go into a PhD for the wrong reasons, or just find themselves in it and decide it's not for me. That's absolutely fine. But if you can, ask yourself that question: is this something I enjoy doing? Do you enjoy doing research? Do you enjoy doing independent work? And do you like being part of an academic environment? What are your motivations? So I'd say definitely ask yourself a question: what's your motive? And follow your instincts as well, follow your gut. To the students, I would say keep doing what you're doing, keep it up, be proud of being at UCL and being part of the chemical engineering department, and just follow your gut, follow your heart, and work hard. It pays. And to the professors, and particularly to my project supervisor, Professor Paul Shering, Professor Dan Brett, thank you for the opportunity to be able to work at the EIL and do a PhD under their supervision. And thank you to UCL for the funding my PhD as well. It was quite an experience that I will definitely not forget. So yeah, it's been a pleasure.